All right, ladies and gentlemen and ladies, Sean here with Blue Ridge Silverhound. We have the fancy serial number market report tonight. So it's July 24th, 2023. We're going to take a look at, I would say we got about 12, 13, 14, somewhere around there, realized sales from the last day or two of known fancy serial number notes. Couple things that we take into consideration with these videos is that we don't, number one, talk about graded notes. There's going to be some splashed in there, of course, sold on eBay. Because you can't grade them. Yeah, you can grade them, but idealistically, you find these things, you sell them right away. Consider it kind of like the hot potato, even though it's not something that you should have to worry about them ever dropping in value, because the collector base of fancy serial number notes is growing with each passing day, and there's always new people getting into it, whether from a hobbyist standpoint of actually looking for these or collecting them. There's numerology fanatics and all sorts of other folks that collect into these as well. So we're going to take a look at some notable ones here this week. Um, you're also going to find a fair share of well circulated examples. Don't let that detract you at all into even considering reselling these, because you're going to do really well on them. As long as you find the top tier of fancies, and even the medium tier of fancies also, that they'll have their time in the light, to be sure. And we do have a few of those in here as well. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump right into the first one that we have here. So you see this one here ended July 23rd, 2023. All right, so that was just yesterday, 6 o'clock in the evening. So we are 24 hours out, and we have some pretty notable sales here. Starting out with this 2013 $1 bill, which features a 4-digit repeater. So when you look at the serial number, it reads 9255 9255. So a standard repeater would be the first four numbers would repeat over a second time. The note sold for $22.49 with 10 bids. Seller feedback, score of 12, so relatively new. And you're going to see that wherever you may be in your selling career on eBay, you could be a beginner, you could be more advanced. It really doesn't matter. These things are highly liquid at this given juncture. So you can see that the note exhibits a fair amount of circulation wear. I mean, nothing too crazy here. I'm sure a lot of folks have spent this and not even given the serial number a second look. But if you're able to keep your eyes on the prize, then you could turn a $1 bill easily into $20, no problem at all. And then, of course, this person had charged 5.25 for shipping. So we won't group together the shipping fee into what the note sold for, even though theoretically combining both will give you an amount of money that you had invested in purchasing the note for your collection. So please be aware of that. Some people do free shipping. Some people charge a few bucks or $5 or so for it. The next note that we have here this evening is actually a really pretty looking one. So you have bookend nines on this note with a bunch of zeros stacked in the middle. And this is generally referred to as a super radar, where you have singular digits matching on the bookends, and then all of the numbers, all of the digits in the middle are all the same number in a row. So we have six of a kind, or six in a row zeros with two nines on the end. This is actually a very attractive, very eye appealing note. And as you guys know, we've talked about it before. When it comes to the fancy serial number collecting, eye appeal is everything. Eye appeal gets you more money. Eye appeal gets you all the bids. So this one right here, Was not at all surprised when I saw this thing sell for $139.50, 35 bids. Keep an eye on this seller. Ronald J.H. sells a lot of fancy serial numbers in the marketplace, and does extremely well. So he is a hunter-gatherer of such things. But you're going to notice on this note, very beautiful serial number right there. The note probably has a little bit of circulation wear. I could tell just looking at the corners, they're a little bit round, and there could be a centerfold in there. It does have a black teller mark across the top margin. But yeah, a little bit of circulation wear. Probably has one faint centerfold. But let's see, what day is this? 2013, so it's a little bit older. This one right here, again, $139.50. So not too bad considering that we have a high denomination note as well. Obviously, you want to try and discover the low denoms, ones, twos, and fives, because you're going to make the most money from those lower denoms. Next one that we have here, we have a 2017 A series $5 bill with a binary serial with zeros and a couple of threes in the mix. The seller, Ronald J.H., also put in six of a kind zeros as well. So, you could use all of the mainline keywords. The more that you use that's relevant to the note you're selling, the better. Fancy, binary, serial number, binary, six of a kind, the date, denom, all the great stuff in there. So this one sold for $30 with 9 bids. And yeah, a very nice looking note here. A little bit of circulation wear, but nothing too crazy. I would say it's got a very nice, healthy, very fine VF body to it, which is great for collectors, So that's that one there. Next one that we have here, we actually have back-to-back a couple of exceptional looking what we call super repeaters. And just like its name implies, you have two digits that repeat over 4 times across the serial number. So in the case of this $1 bill, it's 93 repeated over times 4. It's a $1 bill, 2006 series. Again, one of the more desirable serial numbers. Even on a raggedy, ragtag looking note like this one, it will get plenty of love. And as you can tell, $152.50 later with 28 bids, it did just that. Get lots of love. So look out for this. If you don't pay too close attention, a super repeater will pass you by. So yeah, really nice, pretty looking note there. Same with this one from the same seller, this Ancient Future Investments with a feedback score of 12, doing exceptionally well right out of the gate. This one has the number 12 repeated times 4. This one sold for $185.50. This time, a 2013 series $20 bill. A very well-loved $20 bill at that, but still just an exceptional looking note. It helps that it has this high-powered, fancy serial number on this high denom note. It doesn't really do anything other than sell for spades in a huge way. So, really nice sale there. So we have what we call birthday note, oriented correctly to the Western world, where you have 2 digits for the month, 2 digits for the date, and 4 digits for the year. So it reads February 9th, 1959. All right. So that's kind of like the traditional way, and what a lot of collectors and people that are buying these as maybe a gift or a present for a loved one that was born on that particular year. These things have desirability. So this one right here on this dollar bill sold for $19.99. The note itself has some circulation wear, a nice little margin tear right there. Nothing too crazy that I would say would deviate anyone from actually buying the note, especially if the date in the serial number has some sort of personal significance. The next one that we have here is the 2017 $1 bill. It says 6 of a kind sevens, near solid. sold for a $50 bill. So that's a pretty good magic trick right there, guys. Selling this thing, turning a $1 bill into 50 is really nice. But we have 6 7s in the serial number, a 0 and a 9. So it's a trinary, and it's a six of a kind of one number. Sevens and eights and ones are the most popular singular digits to collect into due to, kind of like luck reasons and various other things like that. So $50, that's a really good sale on that one there. Next one that we have here, this is a great sale, and it's a binary repeater, 2 digits, and it's a 4 digit repeated twice. I mean, you could look at it that way. 6644 sold for $127.50 with 28 bids. Great looking example here. Not a whole lot of circulation wear, if any. This thing looks like it came out of a BEP strap, like it was printed yesterday. So that's cool. 1985 series date, so much older note, 40 years old or so, or close to it. So this one was probably discovered really early on because of that serial number. We also have another $20 bill, a 2 digit low fancy serial of number 81 on this 2009 Series 20. Sold for $155. All right, low serial numbers are one of the top end fancies that you could find. Anything with at least 4 leading zeros or more is going to be quite valuable. 81 right here on this one. Pretty nice. Again, very nice looking note here. No circulation wear. Probably discovered early on, like I'd mentioned, but $155 is a really good sale for that one there. And here is the other version of a birthday note, oriented a little bit differently. I believe this is kind of like the European um, alignment of a date. So it starts with 4 digits for the year, and then 2 digits for the month, 2 digits for the date. So it'll read August 1st, 2002. Hopefully I didn't lose you guys on that. But there you go. This is a shocker here. $30 sale price on this $1 bill. Okay, so when you come across these different oriented birthday notes that are as what this one shows, save them, because you could tell just from this sale right here, there is some potential in these, and they make a great kind of supplemental thing to sell on your eBay store. They may sit there for a month or 3 months or longer, but as long as they're priced accordingly and the date has some sort of like historical or personal tie-in to what they need it for, they will buy it. All right. So, some of those can take time, but, the more of these that you do find, you just keep plugging them into your eBay store. And anytime one sells for $20 or 30 or what have you, that's all good news there. And it's all money in the pot. 2006 $1 bill this time around. We have a fancy serial number called a double quad. This seller actually used the term double dual, which is a little bit different meaning right there than a double quad. Double quad, exactly as it sounds, has 4 of the same digit and then 4 of another digit, all completely different number, and they're all grouped together as you see here. So this has 4 zeros, 4 threes. So it could be 4 sevens, 4 ones, things like that. $125. Double quads are one of the top end type of fancy serial numbers to collect into. There's not nearly as many of those that you could find in a full 9.96 million note run, which is the average for these. So just a really nice sale here, and the note is in phenomenal shape. Seeing no indication of circulation wear on this one. Another 20. So this is kind of like the the anti-fun sale here because you have a $20 bill, a naturally high denomination for fancy serial number collecting. Only sold for $24.99. This person's gonna end up breaking even with this one. No money to be made here. You got to take 13% off for eBay's fees, and then it looks like you're going to spend about $1.50 to ship this thing just so you can break even. But eights and fives, and that's very unfortunate. Again, that's the type of serial number that ideally you want to find on a 1, 2, or 5 because it's still going to sell for $25. This one, not so much. So, yeah, it has a pretty nice size margin tear as well. We have a few more notes to discuss here. We have a trinary. All right, so we don't talk about trinaries too much on these videos because they're kind of like you're really scraping very low in that barrel when you find a trinary note. However, this one has some extra zing to it. It's got 6 of a kind sixes, all right, and then a 4 and a 2. So while it's still a trinary, you get a little bit of an extra kicker in this one because it's got 6 of one number. In all, with shipping, $15.25 for this one, which is a really good sale. Trinaries tend to sell in that $5 to $10 range. You know, it's almost like clockwork. It's a very dependable valuation for trinary notes. And again, eye appeal is everything. When you have 3 numbers that are all kind of like jumbled up and they don't look anything exciting, that's the type of note that might sit on your store for a while. So keep that in mind. But something like this, where you have like multiples of one number, in this case you have 6 sixes, it ended up working out pretty well. So yeah, well done there. See, we got a couple more notes. We have this binary on a 5. This is actually a really good sale. So you have a serial number that has 8s and 2s. It's sold for $56 with 35 bids. And, it's just a very attractive looking serial number. The note, pretty well circulated. Again, we're probably talking about maybe a fine 15 here for a technical grade. But yeah, this is a great example of something that you want to keep an eye out for, because, this is a 10x multiplier here on this one, and that's just a really good sale for this. And then we also have this one here, 6 of a kind fives. All right, 6 of a kinds aren't being are getting more recognition these days, where 5, 10 years ago nobody really cared about 5 in a rows or 6 in a rows rather, or 6 of a kinds. Now it's a little bit different. So $51 sale price on this dollar bill, 14 bids. It's got a date of 1999 for the series. Again, another great looking note. Looks like it came out of a fresh BEP pack, and just an overall really nice sale. Hey, you guys ready for the last one? It's quite nice. So we actually have $100 bill with a serial number of 7 in a row sevens with an 8. Oh my goodness, this thing is quite nice. On $100 bill, you'd think that would scare the living stuffing out of you because it's such a high denomination, but it ended up working out really well here for both the buyer and seller. This one sold for $462 with 63 total bids. The note looks to be crisp uncirculated, so brand new, fresh out of a pack. Good looking note. Wild. I'm telling you guys, you don't have to grade these. Grading doesn't really add a whole heck of a lot into the value of this particular note if it came back a 65 or a 66. Okay? There's just no need for it. So that is a really great way to end off this video on the Fancy Serial Number Report. I want to thank you guys for tuning in with this one. Always something fun that I like doing here. And I've been doing this weekly now, and you guys have responded in a big way. And thank you for all of your views and support. But let's go ahead and say our farewells. Best of luck in your hunts. Go ahead and get some straps from the bank, and find yourself some treasure like these here. All right, I'll see you guys later. Take care.